Good morning, everyone. I'm Jonathan Little. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I think you can hear me. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. We will see in about 5 minutes. We are on a bit of a delay so that you all cannot see my cards in real time. Today, we are playing some 50-cent dollar no-limit hold'em cash games on CoinPoker. I'm loading up some games as we speak so that I have plenty of action. I'm going to be an action player today, maybe. Just got back from Vegas, where I played a decent amount of poker tournaments. I feel like I was the opposite of an action player there. I did not have much to work with the entire trip. But every tournament, I about tripled up. And then every tournament, I immediately lost all the hands when short stacked. So that was annoying, but such is life. In the process of getting in games at the moment. Take it a little bit slow. Little bit slow. All right. We raise the nines heads up. Continuation bet. I think this is probably if you have like queens, maybe you can check it, but I think nines really wants to bet just for value / protection. And here we go. 4 tables up right off the bat. The password is, what is it? I already don't even know. Let's raise this one for fun. JL Poker Coaching is the password. Get it while it's hot. These tables are a tiny bit big, aren't they? I guess that's just okay, right? Feel free to get in the game if you feel inclined, if you dare. Happy to play with anyone and everyone. I want to play with anyone and everyone. Huge thanks to all the poker coaching members. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're not going to be too nuts. We're not going to raise 100% of hands on the button or anything like that. We're going to be sane-ish. Maybe slightly aggressive for fun. We raise the 5-2 suit to get 3-bet. In position, I think we can actually call this. That may seem a little bit crazy, but I think suited hands can call pretty nicely. Then they get this kind of flop, and then we're doomed. Two bad flops for our medium strength starting hands. We'll call in position with the pair, but I certainly don't love this at all. We're hoping for a check. If he checks, we'll just check it back and try to get a showdown. I don't think we need to bluff this. I mean, maybe we should just make a small bet. I don't know. Maybe we can just go like 10, just to like, quote unquote, nudge money in the pot, get protection from various unpaired high card hands. We'll call the 5-3 suited, why not? Apparently I like the low cards today. I'm going to be the low card hero. We get called. We really just don't want a diamond on the river. We get a diamond on the river. I'm just going to check this because he could easily just have a king or a jack that's never going to fold. Check here, of course, now. What can you do? Somehow flop the best hand. But that's okay. Check call turn here. Do we ever donk river? Probably. Or certainly have more fours than he does. Win a little pot there. Win some, you lose some. We are playing with no ante today. With no ante today, that should make you way more inclined to play a little bit tight. Not defend the blinds quite as much. Not go too crazy. In general. We have 3 tables up and running. 1 table's full already. Some of the others are filling up. Feel free to get in there. I know we have Justin Saliba waiting to get in the games as well. Oh, see him already popping in. Great. Getting his gamble on. Last week, we somehow hit the bad beat jackpot. That was lucky. I was having a pretty rough time. I got the kings, and I got all in against the aces. of Justin Saliba right at the end of the session. I presumed I was going to lose that one as well. It came ace, king, something. I'm like, oh, I lose. Again, great. And then they rivered me a king, so I made quads. And he fortunately had 3 aces. He had aces full lose. And I don't know exactly the qualifier, but apparently aces full of kings. If you lose with that and you use both hole cards, you get the bad beat jackpot. At least your share of it. So that was cool. I think it was my first bad beat jackpot I ever hit. My worst bad beat story with a bad beat jackpot was a long time ago on Party Poker. They just introduced a bad beat jackpot. It was big, like $800,000 or something. And it was designed to like never get hit. I think you had to have quad 8s lose, which is really hard. But then, like a week after it, I had quad kings, and I lost to quad aces. That was a week before they introduced the bad beat jackpot. So instead, I just lost a bunch of money. But if I would have done it a week later, I would have won a bunch of money. But missed out on that, $400,000, whatever it would have been. Sure wish I had an extra $400,000 now. That would make life easier. Heavily considering subscribing to Poker Coaching. Well, check it out, pokercoaching.com. If you sign up and you do not like it for any reason, send us an email and we will give you a full refund within a month if you do not think it is beneficial for you. See if I can move this over just a little bit. Are these in there all the way or not quite? Not quite. I don't really like overlap, but it seems like there's no way around this overlap today. Maybe there is. Let's see. Problem is this window on this replayer, or this thing's a little bit too small. What is this website? Check out Poker. Check out pokercoaching.com/freeroll. Every week we have a $2,000 free roll on CoinPoker. Check it out. Feels like I've been on the tournament circuit more than ever. Just so happens there have been lots of tournaments recently in the Poker Go studio. I'm going to call here again, but I don't really like it. I'm not really the type of player who goes around folding a pair. We can get in a saucy check raise if we actually improve, but we do not improve today. Yeah, I've been playing a decent amount more. This year has been pretty rough. I think I have 0 cashes out of about 12 tournaments. It's always fun. That's how it goes sometimes. You cannot worry too much about it. I wonder if I can shrink these tables just a little bit. Think that'll fix it? Let's see. I really do not like overlap. Can I just click this? Does that fix it? Kind of. Like, oh, he's deep in thought right now. No, he's just trying to fix the tables. He's just trying to fix the tables. But yeah, I've been playing a decent amount more. Kids are in school now. So I have a little bit more free time, quote unquote free time. I don't know, whatever. This will do. Playing heads up against Justin on this table. We will battle him. Hopefully other people come and sit. Marion says, subscribe, you don't regret it one bit. Glad to hear it. We're doing our best to consistently put out lots and lots and lots of high-level content from the best poker players in the world, people who I want to actively learn from. And, well, if you enjoy studying and learning poker, I think it's for you. If you don't, well, then it's not for you. There's a ton of content. I realize for some people it may be like information overload, but the secret is to not let it be information overload. Instead, find exactly the content you are working to study, the content that you're wanting to study, and study that. We have content for players of all levels, from the smallest buy-in games up to the highest stakes. If you're kind of new to poker, welcome. Check out pokercoaching.com/fundamentals. Get a free crash course. One big blind bet, so annoying. All right, we'll 3-bet the aces. We get the ace and the ace. The pocket rockets. And the ace and the king. All right, here we go. We're going to get all the nuts. We'll make this 22. Here we get 3-bet big, which is what you should generally be doing from out of position. We'll fold the jack 8 offsuit or whatever that was. I already forgot what it was. You'll see my memory is short. We get 3-bet here. We will 4-bet. Just make it the 32 from out of position. Not 1832. Make it 32. We can call our 3-bet the ace 10, I think. We can mix it up. From what position should you start to learn flop C-bets? I don't even know what that means. Last week, the bad beat jackpot. I think Justin got $7,000 for losing with quad aces, or a full house full of aces. And I think I got about $3,000, and I think everybody else at the table got $500. Pretty fortunate. Check, check, check. I mean, we'll check. Maybe even find a call on the river. Spot when it checks down, you can go for pretty thin value. But what do I really beat here? What do I really beat here that would check it down? Not a lot, right? Raise 3-bet small, huh? What do we beat here? King Jack, King 10. King 8. That's probably gonna bet turn. King 5. I don't know. I'm tempted to pay, but I feel like I just lose her every time. Do I just lose her every time? I'm just gonna call, but I feel like I lose her every time. Jack and 9. Easy value bet for him for sure. If you check it twice, definitely need to value bet. Do you read the YouTube chat? What do you think? What do you think? We are on a delay. So this is not a spot where I'm just going to be commenting immediately. We'll call the twos. Maybe this is not necessarily a GTO type call from out of position in a game with no ante, but I'm okay with it. We raise, continuation by the ace king. I think we just check it now. Seems reasonable. If he bets river, I'm probably just going to find a call. We'll go ahead and check raise against a small continuation bet on the flop. It's a spot where it is hard to get paid, but the way you get paid is by getting money in immediately. He made the 3, so we lose. We get called, which is excellent. We'll just go kind of big. 13 into 17. Maybe we can even overbet here. I think if the board was a little bit closer, we could go for overbet. Flush card's annoying. It makes it much harder to get paid off. Definitely makes it harder to get paid off. I'm just... should I value bet? I mean, look, I'm probably supposed to bet, but I don't know if I'm going to find a fold if I do bet. I'm going to check. Nitty Jonathan's going to check. Hopefully induce a bluff. I don't really know what's going to try to bluff. King Jack, King 10, Jack 10. All those are going to have clubs a lot of the time, obviously. Oh, and he rips it all in on my face. Certainly annoying. I mean, I'm just going to call, but it could just be really bad. I just call. Oh, we win. That's good. I think if you have like 8s with a club, turning it into a bluff is pretty nice. I'm not sure if you want to do it without a club. Without a club, it's just so easy for me to have not clubs. I mean, if you have a club, it makes it less likely to have the flush, right? Just started watching. You listen to 300 episode of Weekly Poker Hand. Wow, nice. I made them all. I was there for all of them. You saw a young Jonathan Little at the rail of Steve Begleiter in 2009. Oh, the good old days. I did coach Steve Begleiter at the final table. I see Steve every once in a while still. Like right here, Jack 9, we're probably supposed to fold with no ante in play. Immediately bet 3. So look, I was going to check raise this. I don't know. I'm going to make nitty fold here. That feels a little nitty. Look, I realize this is a good hand to check raise or even check call, but I don't know. It's hard to know what bet timing means in general. So maybe that's bad. Maybe that's good. You get a discount based on where you live. No. We raise the king jack, get ace, ace, queen. I think we can bet small. Ideal size probably is like 1.5. How does this work? Does the winner get $2,000? No, this is a cash game today. Today we are playing a cash game. We are all playing with a $100 buy-in. This means USDT, which is pretty close to dollar. And we're just straight playing a cash game today. We have a weekly free roll. Check it out at pokercoaching.com/free roll. There's a $2,000 prize pool that gets divided among all the people who enter. Usually have a few hundred people enter. And the winner gets roughly $500, give or take. 3-2 suited. I'll just fold. If an ante is there, we definitely can't fold. But with no ante and a rake, it's probably okay to get out of the way. But if you want nice deposit bonuses for CoinPoker and the most free roll they give, check out pokercoaching.com/free roll. I may be being a little bit too tight from out of position. Stuff to say. Stuff to say. You love watching poker content, but you quit because you always raise the stakes after experiencing a bad beat. Well, I would ask you, why do you do that? Why do you raise the stakes after experiencing a bad beat? Simply play normally. Sometimes bad beats happen. I mean, did you watch last week's session? Or 2 weeks ago when I played this? I ran pretty bad. Till I won the bad beat jackpot. I ran so bad. But I mean, look, you're gonna go through downswings. That's just part of the game. Get used to it. Like in this session today, I could easily lose $1,000, 1,000 big blinds. It happens over the course of a 3-hour session playing a lot of tables, especially if you're getting in there and battling a little bit hard. You're going to go on bad downswings. That's just part of the game. So I would tell you not to worry about it so much. A lot of people also don't play when they are properly bankrolled, to the point that whenever you do experience a bad beat, it feels detrimental, feels horrible. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The last bad beat jackpot on CoinPoker hit when it was on my stream 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks since anybody's had the bad beat. That's fun. I'm not going to bluff here. I mean, yeah, we can make him fold pairs maybe, but I don't think anyone's going to fold at that point. And now on the river, we will bet. Go 20. Trying to get him off of under pairs. Maybe it's not so believable. He certainly could just have an ace here, right? Like ace is obviously a large chunk of his range. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. I feel like we probably need to bluff this, just in general. He does have ace jack. Obviously, he's never folding an ace. Do you prefer 6 or 9-handed? I typically prefer as few players as possible, assuming the game is decently soft. As the game gets tougher and tougher, you kind of prefer more players at the table. Because if the game's super tough, you basically just don't want to play hands. But assuming you think you have an edge, I think I'm going to check raise this. Assuming you think you have an edge, you want there to be fewer players to get to play proportionally more hands. I mean, just think about it, right? Imagine there's 3 bad players at the table and 3 good players. You'd much rather that than no check raise. How sad. You much prefer that than 6 good players and 3 bad players, right? Because then you just have way fewer very profitable spots. Justin's thinking about blasting me over here. I'm probably just not going to fold. I'm going to pay off like a slot machine. We have the top pair. He's going to have a lot of 10s. He's going to have some bluffs. Whatever we just call. Sucky spot, but whatever. He has nothing. All right. Interesting triple from him. I probably just don't bluff enough. I probably just straight up don't bluff enough. Maybe I should make it 4, but he's a little shallower stacks, I think. I don't know if it matters. He says, nice hand. How sweet. Thank you. Top pair pro. Does one develop ADD tendencies playing so many tables? Oh, this isn't even that many. Normally I play 20. As you can see, we have plenty of time to sit back, drink some juice, talk to all of you. But no, I already had ADD tendencies. So does one develop them? I don't know. I already had them. How does this decentralized RNG work? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the professional at random number generator, strategy, tendency, etc. I know CoinPoker has a nice article about it on their website, so make sure you check it out. Speaking of getting in games, as you can see, we have currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables up and running. Justin and Clef going at it. I guess I'll get in this table on the side for now. And I will get out of this table once it gets full. Saliba raises it up. We'll go 10 from small blind. If he jams, it's going to be unfortunate. I don't really know if I'm looking to fold, because Justin plays a little crazy sometimes. Justin opt to not reload. Interesting strategy. Probably not set up to auto reload. I believe to reload, you like right click, or what do you do? How do you reload? I'm sure there's a way to do it easily. Oh, rebuy right here. Justin watching the stream, you rebuy right here. You click that, and then you click rebuy. We'll go for $10 C-bet. What's the password to sit? He calls. Do we check or do we shove? I think shove is certainly default. I think I would check if I had nothing here most of the time. $2 tip on YouTube. You have me and Justin on your immediate left. Good luck. Have fun. I mean, we're just going to jam here. He has no chips. This is a spot where I think if we call, he is not going to bluff the river very often. Therefore, I think I'd rather just shove immediately and get the money in immediately. Waiting for him to rebuy. While we do that, we'll try to stack him on the other table. We bet the 8s and get 2 callers, so that's not good. We bet get called. I think we can just keep bluffing, right? I don't expect to get raised too often. I'm just going to fold here. And we'll just keep value betting here. Supposed to bet small, I suppose. I was going to say, this is a good spot for him to donk me. We have the board. We have the board. We have the board. He check, call, flop, check, call, turn. He check, call, flop, and check, call, turn, and donk, led, small, on river. Probably just has a lot of king X. I'm going to fold. I'm going to fold. What am I supposed to do? I'm just going to fold. Probably bluff me. Happy for you. What is the bad beat qualifier? I do not know, but we qualified last week with 3 aces full of 2 kings. Winning it / losing it. We're off to a decent start in today's session. 200 big blinds here. 200 big blinds here. If we hit the bad beat jackpot today, you'll get $21,000. Well, I hate to break it to you. I know that we are 1 for 1 hitting the bad beat jackpot on the stream, but that's not normal. It's not normal to hit the bad beat jackpot. How many buy-ins do you have to lose to where you should quit if you only have 24 buy-ins? Well, I'd ask you, why are you playing if you only have 24 buy-ins? Why do you only have 24 buy-ins would be my initial question. Now, if you think you have a huge edge in the game and you lose 3 or 4 buy-ins, it's probably okay to quit. That said, like, if you have a big edge, losing does not really mean much because you're going to go on downswings, right? That said, if you want to be overly protective of your bankroll, you should probably quit when you lose 3-ish buy-ins. I mean, look, back in the day, I used to play at Bellagio every day, 5, 10, and 10, 20, no limit. And I thought I had a really big edge. Look at Justin. I'm going to try to squeeze this over here. All right, he doesn't. I thought I had a really big edge at Bellagio, like 25 big blinds per 100 hands or something. And I would quit each day if I lost about 450 big blinds, which was 3 buy-ins in that game. You can only buy in for 150 big blinds. This might be a 3-bet. This might be a call. I'll just call. Justin is sticky-ish. So if I lost $4,500 at 510, I would quit. And I think that's reasonable. I think that's kind of a way to protect yourself in case the games are tougher, in case you're tilty or whatever. That said, quite often when I quit, it's not like I thought, oh man, I'm getting outplayed or anything. It's just like, seems like a reasonable time to pack it up and quit. We have a gut shot. I think we can call the gut shot. It's not a great spot at all, but facing the tiny bet, we can stick around. Hey, we make a pair. That's good. You got bad beat on what would have been your second to last hand of the night. Full house hit by quads. Only lost 1 buy-in, but you had tripled up that night, so it hurts. Look, if you're worried about any individual hand or whatever, come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. It's 2025. You can't be sad when you lose random hands. Can we value bet the river? I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to bet like 2 big blinds here. Kind of hard to get called by worse, I think. If he bets river, I'm going to call reluctantly. I mean, he might value bet 2 pair. I don't think so. It's very easy for me to just have like an 8 of clubs or something. You played 20 cash games. Look, back whenever I was a young child, I used to play 24 sit-and-goes at a time. That was about as many as I could play before I started not like missing stuff. I think cash games in general are a little bit easier to multi-table because you don't have to worry about payouts and various stack sizes. Same thing with multi-table tournaments. I mean, I would play 24 multi-table tournaments. I would usually have like a mess of tables cascaded along the side of the screen, like one here. Then I'd have my most important ones right over here. Obviously, I have like a big monitor, right? But look, I think you should only be playing a ton of tables once you are already very good at poker and don't think you can play much higher in terms of stakes. Because otherwise, you should just spend your time getting better at poker, right? If you spend your time getting better at poker, I mean, that's going to allow you to move up in stakes. Yes, it says you might have a bad seat. Yep, bad seat. It's AA. Yeah, you want to spend your time getting good at poker, not learning to play lots of tables at a time, and at least initially. Can we 3-bet this one? I don't think we're supposed to, but maybe I'm supposed to. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bet you fold. Getting in there and battling. All right, I love it. Make the pair here. Look, I know you're not supposed to lead all that much deep stack. Maybe this is a spot for it. If he bets again, I'm of course not going to fold. Of course I'm not going to fold. 10-7 suited. Can we play it? The qualifier is ace, 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 king, king. Wow. Is that hilarious that we just barely got there last week? With ace, ace, king, king losing? You have 13 big blinds when you play one table. When you play more, you start to lose a lot. Well, look, there's no reason your win rate should drop off that much from one table to two. I don't think. I mean, look, obviously that's subjective. I would ask you why you're starting to fall off the cliff. Are you like not paying attention? Are you doing stupid plays? Like, why are you playing poorly all of a sudden? That said, maybe if you haven't played a ton of hands, it might just be variance, right? Oh, hello, Thomas. How are you?
How good is your deck?
How good is my deck? You mean how well am I doing over here?
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. This is a different game than Hearthstone. You don't really have a deck. You more so just get individual hands. Look, this is a good one. I have 4 green ones and a pair of 4s. That's a really good one.
So what is that good?
That is good. That is 4 to a flush, and it is a pair of 4s. I'm going to check raise him if he bets. He should probably not bet, though. Should we re-raise this?
Can they hear you?
They can hear me, but they're on a bit of a delay. I'm going to make it 27 here with the 7-6 suited because the kids walked in the room. We get cold called. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. We're going to need a bunch of 7s and 6s to come. This guy might just go all in on me, though.
Oh, wow.
That guy folded. We win. That's good. This guy probably is going to fold over here. Oh, no, he check raises me immediately. So we're going to have to let that one go. Unfortunately. We get called and called. We get bottom pair.
That good?
Not really. They both have stack to pot ratio of 1. I think I'm supposed to go all in here. And if they call, I have 20%. Maybe like GTO's probably bet tiny with whatever range I'm going to bet with. I'm just hoping they fold out like pocket jacks or something. No one's going to fold an ace, but that's okay.
Is that yours?
Yeah, this is mine right here. It's not very good, right?
You have an ace 6 and an 8 and a 7 and a 6.
I do. And that was enough to get it through. Oh my gosh, and over here we have aces. This is the best hand in the game, guys. The literal best hand in the game.
Who has the aces?
I have the aces. You see them?
Good.
Good. How did school go?
It went good. I got all 15 stickers again.
Awesome, man. All right, I'm going to play this hand, and you guys are going to have to go. I'm going to slow play the aces here. And just call.
Run out of time.
I will not run out of time. Oh, this is a bad flop. It's so easy for him to have all of this stuff. He bets. Look, we can't fold the aces. We're just going to call. But not a great spot. Oh my gosh, now I lose to any 10. I mean, I'm going to have to fold the aces if he keeps betting. Ooh, I'm not trying to fold the aces, but I'm going to have to fold the aces. Man, do we call again? I think we call one more time, and then we fold the river. Maybe he has ace-king, maybe he has ace-queen, maybe he has ace-3 of diamonds. Oh, man. I'm going to have to fold the river.
But the ace is the best.
Not on this board, it's not. If he has any 10, he wins. Check, check. 7s! Ooh, we won!
He won?
No, I won.
Yay! I'm broken it.
All right. Go do your homework. Have a good day. See you later. Love you.
Look how fast it can spin.
Be kind of quiet, okay? Yeah, you're really good at that top. All right, go on. Love you guys. See you later. Well, those kids were lucky, weren't they? How much money should you leave on a website? I mean, I don't know. As much as you need for the day. Look, I have full faith that CoinPoker is a good site, etc., etc. I would recommend for any online poker site, though, you don't keep a ton of money on it. A lot of people, I mean, look, they taught me a long time ago, back on with PokerStars and NetTeller, which were like the 2 most secure sites. They still had issues back in the day. And a lot of money was locked up for a long time. I'm going to call here and then fold river. But, no, if like say you're playing 50-cent dollar, keep. I mean, so look, the thing is on CoinPoker, you can get your money in and out in like 3 minutes, which is awesome. I mean, back in the day, it would take like 24 hours or whatnot to get your money on or off a site. But if you can get your money on or off a site in like literally, I'm going to fold here, in literally like 3 minutes, then you don't even need to keep much money on the site. So I would tell you not a lot, right? Just keep it in your, if you're using crypto, just keep it in your crypto account. Easy game. Super easy game. Or if you have something like NetTeller or Skrill or whatever, that also should deposit very quickly. So you don't really need to keep much money on any online poker site. Got ace-2 suited over here. Not quite aces, but it's pretty good. You have to own CHP to get 33% rake back. Yes, look up the we have a website, pokercoaching.com/freeroll. Please look it up. And we do discuss rake back there, I think. You do have to keep some funds in their native currency CHP to get the rake back, but you should definitely do that because rake back is important. Please collect your rake back. We threw away the king 10 suited. We get called. We flop nothing. I mean, this might be just a check fold. So bad. Maybe I'm supposed to just bet this with everything. Man, I got to study cash games more. Check, check, flop. We can better check. Probably. Let's go half pot. You don't like multi-tabling much either. That's why you play live. Man, lollipops, they are a choke hazard. Look, you can't keep an eye on your kids all the time. I'm sure I could say, boys, don't eat lollipops. You know what they're going to do? They're going to eat more lollipops. Anyway, there's only so much you can try to control, I think. And there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. But yeah, here, you're running around with a stick in your mouth. Probably is not GTO, right? Am I right? At least it's not scissors. The boys sound sick. They're not sick at all. The boys are great. I'm the one who's sick. I just got back from 2 weeks in Vegas. LOL getting the punt through in front of the boys. Indeed. Ace-10 suited. Here we go against Ascension. Ascension has been around the poker coaching streets for a while. I met up with him in the Bahamas recently. Was that last year? I don't know when that was. On his way there for, I think, $0. Good job, good work. He's also in the Deck of Degeneracy Discord, battling it out. We have a weekly free roll there, too. Nowhere near as big as the poker coaching free roll, but it's still there. We'll check, check, flop. When he checks flop, I think he's going to have a lot of underpairs, ace highs, etc., etc. Call turn, of course. I'm just going to fold there. We certainly could be against jacks or like queen jack or something. If he checks river, do I value bet? I think so. If he has jacks, he's going to call, of course, but he's probably going to call with any 10, if I had to guess. I don't expect to get check raised all that often. Uh-oh, what happened? Where'd it go? I don't know if he called or folded. I wasn't paying attention. Is there a way to see? I don't know if he called or folded. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You all can let me know in the chat. All right. Bad spot right off the bat. We raise, we flop, 2 blinds call. We get check raise on this board. This is not good. But of course we call. Queen's terrible for me because he might be check raising queen jack. 9, king 9. King 9 we of course still beat. I think I'm going to fold to a turn bet because it's quite easy for me to have it right here. So yeah, we're just going to fold. Good bluff. You got me. Okay. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. As the Nightbot here says, make sure you join the weekly $2,000 free roll. Check it out at pokercoaching.com/freeroll. To the 24 buy-in question, you're playing $5 no limit, $120, just trying to build your bankroll. With that much, should you not be playing $5 no limit? Check out pokercoaching.com/bankroll. pokercoaching.com/bankroll for the bankroll Bible. It depends on your edge. It has nothing to do with the stakes. It has to do with your edge. If you have a huge edge, you don't need much money at all. Also, it has to do with how willing you are to reload. Like if you lose that money, if you're just happy to reload, then it's not a big deal, right? But if that's all your money in the world and you can't get any more, you need to be way more protective of it. Is PokerStars legit? Yes. How long does it take to turn crypto into dollars? Well, if you're an American, you can use a site like Coinbase, and you can turn it into dollars in about a second. If I, right now, wanted to get money out of CoinPoker and into Coinbase, I would send it to my ledger. Make sure you send it to your ledger first, and then send it to Coinbase, and then change it to dollars. That will take a total of about 5 minutes if you use something like Ethereum or USDT or USDC, whatever. Take about 5 minutes total, and then you will have US dollars. I do believe Coinbase charges some sort of fee, maybe 2 or 3%. And that's fine. It's actually super cheap compared to what it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, you'd be paying 10% out the door to get money off an online poker site. We overbet pot here on the river and get snapped. We have a flush. We win. That's good. How many hours / hands is enough to know your true win rate? Oh, way more than you think. Huh. But, I mean, look, you could have 100,000 hand stretches that are, like, pretty unlucky. You can have million hand stretches that are kind of unlucky. In general, though, if you play 100,000 hands, you'll have some idea of how it's going. CoinPoker support was great and helped you learn how to withdraw. Good, glad to hear it. How are the cash games on CoinPoker? Generally quite soft in my opinion. They missed me sucking out with 10-6 of hearts. 10-6, I didn't suck out, I had the nuts. Pair and draw. Right here for one big blind more, it may be tempting to call, but you can't call one big blind more with the Jack 4 offsuit. I know some people play the Jack 4 offsuit, but not me. Speaking of not me, I'll be back in a second. Ooh, queen and queen, hello. We're back. Is a heads-up display needed to play competitively on CoinPoker? They don't allow heads-up displays on CoinPoker. Oh my god, what are you doing in here? Please get out of here. I did not see you there at all. You scared me to death. What are you up to? I almost ran you over.
Saying hi.
Saying hi again? All right. Hi.
Hello. Scream.
Ah! I just had a good hand, 3 queens, but they did not want to pay me off. It's hard to get paid off there. Bye. See you later. Hey, go do your homework. Be good, okay? Okay. Oh my god. James has this thing where he comes in here and he hides right underneath my legs, and I don't realize it half the time when I'm in a hurry. No. Get out. You need to go do your homework. Come on. Thomas.
What am I going to
Get
do?
up.
It's boring.
Get up and do your homework, please.
My homework is boring.
Indeed. It's okay. Please get up. I love you. Please get up. Go do the right thing. Shut the door. No, I don't want that one right now. Go on. Thank you. All right, everybody. Cash out here is way quicker than on ACR. Cash out on CoinPoker is super fast. Like, I mean, maybe it'll take them like an hour to get to it or something, but once they get to it, it's super fast. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I do realize it's difficult to know what is secure / not secure. And the thing is, with any online poker site, you never know if it's going to go badly until it does go badly. But I've had absolutely no trouble with CoinPoker whatsoever. They've always been quick, efficient, support's been good, and all of that. Suited, king 10 suited, king 5 suited. There we go. King 10 suited. We'll probably bluff this, right? How do you determine if you have an edge in a game? Shoot, where'd the game go? Play it a lot. Number one, see what your observed edge is, right? If you're crushing the game over 5,000 hands for a lot, you probably have an edge. Now, maybe you actually do, maybe you actually don't. It's tough to know. But you're at least live to have a decently big edge if you have a big edge over a short amount of time. You also want to ask, how am I winning? If you see that you're winning due to getting it all in with coin flips and winning 70% of them, well, then that's not so ideal. If you are consistently winning lots of small pots, your red line, if you're using Poker Tracker or Hold'em Manager, is always going up. And, your other line is not, then probably a good sign that you're doing well. That said, I do realize it is difficult to know how you're winning, especially when you're playing a bunch of tables at a time, but reviewing your play is very, very important. Coinbase hack. Switch to advanced interface. They call it Coinbase One now, you think, and you get half off of fees. Okay, cool. Good to know. I think I pay them something like $10 a month, and I get like no fees for the first 100K or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. Did I make a video explaining how to use a ledger? I have not, but there are plenty online. Maybe I should, though, right? I'm paranoid about resetting anything on my ledger. The last thing I want is for the thing to not work for any reason whatsoever. Don't ever type your seed phrase into the internet, everyone. Heads up, King Queen's pretty good on this board, but 3 ways you got to be way more careful because lots of people play lots of Ace-X. Yeah, you always want to be looking at, like, how am I winning? Oh, my God. So right here. I mean, I'm going to fold, but I hate folding there against the min raise. My same spot. You really don't be min raising much from the small blind because you should get called by, like, almost everything, but there's Just happen to have two of the nut low hands. You don't know what your edge is because you have a low sample. So look, if you don't have it means you don't know, right? So you should presume you have no edge. If you think, like a lot of people go into poker thinking I have a big edge, but like, why would you think that? If you've never really played, you should not expect to have an edge. You should expect to be disadvantaged. So if anything, you need a huge bankroll. Or, I mean, maybe there is no bankroll that you can even save you if you're a losing player, right? So for that reason, you don't even really need to be concerned with bankroll. Realize in the beginning you're experimenting, right? And if you're winning, great, fine, good. Just keep playing and keep winning. But recognize that as you play more and more hands, especially against the same player pool, you will have a better idea of what your actual skill level is in relation to your opponents. But I mean, look, poker is tough. You should not expect to play only a small amount and have an edge against almost anyone, especially in online poker where everybody's pretty good. What's up with this table here? I guess he's sitting out. You enjoy my 100 tips. What's it called? 100 essential tips to master no limit hold'em. It's right back there. It's actually falling down. What's going on with this? Look, it's falling over. We'll have to get a new one. 100 essential tips to master no limit hold'em. Check it out. It is a great, call it coffee table book, bathroom book. Nice thing to read when you have some spare time. We'll call the 8-7 suited. 3-bet's probably ideal, but we'll just call. Here do we bluff? I think we do. I think we go big. We're trying to get them to fold out an ace. I mean, not an ace. Try to get them to fold everything worse than an ace. No one's folding an ace. We do get it through. You really shouldn't be going for too many multi-way bluffs, but I think that's a pretty good spot to go for. It goes check, 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 because I'm going to check a lot of ace-x. CoinPoker is certainly available to people in America. It is open to people anywhere. How long have you been playing? Since 2003. We have 100 messages. Hello, welcome. Good. Hello, everybody. If you're enjoying today's show, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. I mean, I just got to presume this is going to be a good hand a lot, right? At least a hand better than mine, unfortunately. Do you feel like online that's too big of an open to 3 big blinds? Honestly, I don't think it matters that much. This is delayed. That is correct. 5-minute delay. CoinPoker games are pretty quick too, so 5 minutes is plenty. Let's see. Hope you understand some fundamentals. Good. You haven't played in a few months. Wondering your opinion on getting back into it. I mean, I don't know. Do you like poker? If you like poker, then sure, get back into it. Your muscles atrophy. I mean, look, I don't know. I would say maybe a little, right? Certainly going to forget some stuff. But no, if you like poker, play poker. If you don't like poker, don't play poker. But in terms of getting back into it, do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. What are we talking about? Reason why it's 3 blind open, I don't think it matters that much at all. I think a lot of people get really hung up on 2 versus 2.5 versus 3, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And in reality, it matters minimally. You do have to play a little bit tighter as you raise bigger, unless your opponents are going to defend against bigger raises as if they are smaller, which I think is something a lot of people do. So because they defend perhaps a little bit too wide against 3 big blind raises, then 3 big blind becomes quite nice, right? Because you just extract more value with your good hands. If you're going to play on the tighter side in general, which you kind of have to do, then the bigger size is actually much better. Ace 10. I mean, we'll check, call, I guess. We get the queen and queen. You can check or bet. Check again. Make it look like we have pocket jacks or something. You were scared to reset your treasure with funds on it. That should not really be a problem. Just make sure you have your seed phrase written down. You can always reset your treasure to whatever the factory default is, and then input the seed phrase, and it will be good to go. I mean, I gotta presume he's gonna try to bluff again with a lot of stuff, right? Are CoinPoker players better than GG players? I would venture to say no. Oh boy. Rude. All right. What do I want to not have here? How do I get a time bank? What do I want to not have here? I don't want to have does clubs matter? He's probably going to show me 2 pair, right? He knows I don't like to fold. My hand looks so marginal. My hand looks so marginal. Shoot. Okay. Raise pre-flop. Check, check, flop. Check, call, turn. I look like a lot of marginal stuff. He could show me pocket 7s or ace-7 suited. Pocket 6s, maybe. There's really not a whole lot of hands he can have. He's not going to go for like thin value with ace-jack, right? I mean, maybe he would. I'm going to call this, but I don't really like it. I think I have a lot of king-jack type stuff. Yeah, we'll call, whatever. All right, good. Oh, gosh. Top pair pro. Top pair pro. Can you see your black lotus? I don't even know where it is. Where is the black lotus? Maybe it's in this box? Let's see. Oh, I see a time walk right at the front. That's a good sign. Time walk right at the front's a good one. To have a black lotus in. There he is. Right here. Can you see it? Does the camera work? We'll bet turn and then bet river, kind of big here. Can you see it? Other power right at the front. Yeah. Good it's still there. Always good that it's still there. Oh, you make it straight. That's good. Let's say we're missing a mox. No, we're not. No time twister in there. Man, I like Magic the Gathering. I haven't played physical Magic the Gathering in a while. Oh, the good old days. What is this? Man, so look, against Justin, it's an easy call. Here, I'm not so sure. Here, I'm not so sure. Here, I'm not so sure. I think I'm supposed to fold. Jonathan, you really going to fold this hand? What happened here? He raised, I called. Check, check. I bet turn, he calls. I bet river, he rips. I'm going to fold, I think. Maybe too nitty. Tough to say. Over here trying to show off Magic the Gathering cards, everyone. Don't ruin my day with gigantic overbets. Let's see. Let's see. Check, 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 check. Bet small, call. One second, everybody. Taking care of random nonsense over here. Give me just a minute. Give me just a minute. Okay, done with that for now. Okay, okay. Check. Probably win. Do not win. That's okay. Why only 4 tables? Well, I have a 5th on the side over here, and I'm trying to talk to the chat, and I'm trying to do this business on my phone. I'm trying to make sure my kids don't run in here. Do you run free rolls on CoinPoker? Yes. Check out pokercoaching.com/freeroll. Can you participate? If you have not signed up to CoinPoker through anyone else, you can participate. This does not feel like a 60 card deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 49 cards. Wonder where the rest went. You presume the only reason I'm good at poker is because I can see the future. How long are we playing today? I'm probably going to play until about 5:30 p.m. Eastern. It's about another hour and a half, give or take. I'll watch my kids at roughly 6 o'clock. After that, we're done. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I wish you all the best of luck in life and in 2025. Year of life changes, am I right? I think everyone's going through some life changes. Seems like COVID mixed everybody up quite a bit. If you survive that, seems like the world's getting reshuffled today. How do you balance GTO and exploitative poker, and what are the key points to avoid overly confusing yourself when mixing these strategies? I mean, if you're ever trying to exploit someone, you want to say, I'm doing blank because I think they're doing blank wrong. I don't know what people are doing wrong. Especially hypothetical online players, right? I mean, look, against Justin Saliba here. Hey, Justin. Against Justin Saliba here, I'm not going to do a whole lot of folding because I know he doesn't mind bluffing. Now, if he was a player who was super nitty, I'd be more inclined to fold. Like right over here where I had the straight and I folded the river. I'm not folding against Justin there because I know he'll take pairs and turn them into bluffs. But against most people, I think most people don't have nearly enough bluffs there. So if they don't have nearly enough bluffs there, that's going to make me be very inclined to fold any chunky value bet. Like when you bet pot on the river and get jammed, it's like, okay, I'm probably in bad shape. I mean, I'm just going to fold here against the big bet. Do we raise? I think we can. Oh, terrible bluffing card on the river. How did you get a time bank while playing? It happens automatically. I think you get something like a minute per table or something like that. I don't know exactly the rules. I typically don't use the time bank too often. I'm just going to give up here. I mean, this just sucks. Oh, that really sucks. Chop it up. Hey, chop it up. That doesn't suck. That's good. Oh, gosh. Presumed I lost because I had the super nut low, but sometimes you're lucky. I'm a lucky player sometimes. Some company I invest in that I haven't heard from in a few months acquired some other company. I guess that's good, right? Better than not. If you love the magic, check out Instagram.com/dailymagicmuse. I used to post a magic hand or magic card there every day for fun. I have shied away from that because I've been busy with life. Maybe I'll start it up again. But there's a bunch of cool magic cards there. Andre, good night. Good night, hello. Let's call in position with the 69 suited. I mean, why not? For the memes, right? Check raise, flop, get called. We have bottom set. And certainly we could bet, but I'm just going to check. How good is CoinPoker? What kind of question is that? How good is it? I don't know. Some? Pretty? As far as I know, it's available everywhere. I mean, this is just unfortunate. Let's go 12. Maybe I'm supposed to go 16. Be kind of crazy to raise as a bluff. 69 for the win. We get it through. All right. All right. Small bet with a gut shot. I think we can call. Five on the turn. Do we ever raise it or donk it? Absolutely not. Maybe we should. As far as I know, CoinPoker is available everywhere, but I'm not entirely sure. We 3-bet get called. We flop nothing. All right. Here we can get a raise and a call, and I called. This guy 3-bet small-ish. Maybe he doesn't view that as a smallish 3-bet, but it is. Then he gets re-raised. What is this? From Justin Saliba. I mean, I can only fold, right? I can only fold. I think we can just triple this. Basically saying we have an overpair. Oh, I kind of hate the tank call. I really, really hate the tank call, actually. I really, really hate the tank call. I don't really have a good bluffing hand either on the river. But I'm going to go for it, of course. Weird donk lead. I mean, I obviously have to fold. I don't really know why you'd want to donk lead this spot. Definitely a weird one. Definitely a weird one. Like, I really shouldn't be barreling a whole lot of ace-x, right? So I'm going to have a lot of nothing. So if I have a lot of nothing, I mean, I guess maybe it's supposed to be a lot of bluffs, I guess. How do you play exploitative from the big blind? Well, if you think your opponent's raising too wide, you can call more and 3-bet more, right? What's happening here? If you think they're raising too tight, you can fold more, right? Then on the flop, say you think they're continuation bet 100% on every flop, you can check raise more, especially on boards that are good for your range and bad for theirs. And you can check call more on boards that are bad for yours and good for theirs. We discussed this thoroughly in the advanced cash game course at pokercoaching.com and in the advanced tournament course. Make sure you check it out. Let's check it back here. Have easy call on the river. If someone goes on and types gulp in the chat, are you more or less likely to call or fold? I don't know. I tend to not worry about that kind of stuff. Very, very easy call. Chop it up every time or win. Raise, just bet big. Hope he has something on the ace-king board. Same here. A lot of people think that poker is a whole lot of, I'm going to type gulp in the chat and get him to do something stupid. But, like, you don't know how people are going to respond. I mean, maybe you do. I certainly don't. I'm not going to pretend like I do. We can bet here. If we get called, we could easily have the best hand. Plus, we have the draw to the flush. So, either way, we're fine. If we get raised, we can continue. Anyway, you exploit your opponent by figuring out what they do wrong and then logically adjusting, right? I'm going to go, I'm trying to get called by what, like a 10? So I'm going to go 22 and hope a 10 calls. Like a 10 of clubs, you know, like a marginal club. It's kind of hard to get called there, though. I don't think you want to shove there, because I think a lot of people with a marginal club will find a fold. Thanks for helping all you beginners. I'm doing my best to help everyone who wants to learn how to play poker better. Thank you all for being here. If you enjoy the show, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. Check out pokercoaching.com. If you want to play free roll poker tournament every week, check out pokercoaching.com/freeroll. I think we should bluff this. Probably. I don't know. If we bet turn, we're going to have to bet the river. Oh, weird river now. So, like, he shouldn't have very many ace-x. He's going to have a lot of king-x. A lot of 8x. So how much will it take to fold out an 8? I think we can go 12. I mean, 8's probably going to fold. King's just not going to fold, though, so I'm not trying to get a king to fold. Justin finally got a big bluff through. 1 for 9. Hey, you're getting closer to 100%. Congratulations. Probably wasn't against me. Oh, goodness. What a day. What a day. I mean, for example, say you're playing against someone who knows how to use big bluffs. They like to bluff. Against players like that, like we played that hand against Justin earlier. I think I raised preflop with like ace-10 or something. I checked the flop out of position. I think I had backdoor nut flush draw. I was going to check call. It went check, check, though. So when it goes check, check, and I turn an ace, the logical thing to do is just bet, right? Because, I mean, you have the best hand almost always. But from out of position, you want to make sure you're protecting your checking range. So when I check again on the queen, not a queen 8-3 ace or whatever it is, my hand really, 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 really looks like an underpair or a king high. So if my hand really looks like an underpair or king high, perhaps because Justin doesn't think I protect my range right or whatever, then I'm certainly not trying to fold, and I'll do everything I can to check and give him every possible opportunity to bluff. So I check and call turn. A lot of people check raise turn thinking, oh, I have one of my best hands. But no, check and call. And then on the river, I check and he makes big overbet on a kind of scary river. I forget what it even was. I think it was another 8 or something. It's just a spot where now I'm not going to fold against someone who I know is capable of bluffing with all sorts of stuff. If it's pretty clear and you and your opponent are both playing the board, is it bad etiquette to bet big if it results in a bigger rake? I mean, I guess it's not bad etiquette if it's obvious. Like say it's literally Broadway on the board, so you know it's ace, king, queen, jack, 10. So you know for a fact you're chopping. If they take more rake from the pot, and you know your opponent's literally never folding, then yeah, it's bad etiquette because you're just paying more money. All right, we get 4-bet here. I'm going to call. Should I ever have a calling range here? That's the question. If I should never have a calling range, I should get it all in. So I only have 120 total. So I'm going to go all in because he only has to call 60 more. He should, like, never fold here. He's going to show up with lots of, like, kings, queens, ace, king. If he ever has, like, ace-5, though, it's a pretty big bummer because I really, really, really wanted him in. Pocket 9s. All right. I think he probably should have just called the initial raise or 3-bet and then call the 4-bet. When you 5-bet and get in, it's really, really, really bad. Ascension, check out the GTO preflop charts on pokercoaching.com and peakgto.com. If you have not checked out peakgto.com yet, make sure you check it out. That's our new GTO solver. We have 100 big blind and 200 big blind cash game charts. And you got to be kind of tight. Probably tighter than you would think. I'll try to pull it up on this other window here. We We'll see how tight you got to be. We'll call with this and try to flop something. We flop just enough to get us in trouble. Oh, I'm not supposed to be using peak GTO while I'm playing online, am I? Ha ha ha. Never mind. Not going to look it up. You should not be looking up a GTO solver when you're playing online. That is called cheating. But to prove a point, I was going to show you all that you want to be getting in with just like aces and kings there, Ascension. Long story short. The aces and kings only. Maybe not even that. We'll just keep betting here and jam river. If he jams me, I'm going to call. Although it's kind of a weird spot to call. You may ask, like, does timing tells mean anything? Sometimes, like right here, if he tanks for forever and then shoves, it certainly looks suspect, right? When we'll jam river. You think online poker can be a reasonable source of income? I mean, if you're excellent at poker, sure. If you're not good at poker, then no. I mean, what kind of question is that? Do I think anybody is winning money at online poker? I mean, I know I do decently well pretty much every time I play, but I'm good at poker. If you, on the other hand, don't play poker very much, and you're not very good at poker, you certainly can't just hop in and start crushing everyone. It's not how it works. Everybody else is trying. You got to realize all your opponents here are trying to win. They're not sitting in this game just trying to lose. They're doing their best to beat you. How many tables do we have running now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 7 up and running total. That's great. Thank you all for being here today. How much can a pro make per hour while I'm multi-tabling? It depends on the buy-ins. I mean, I don't know how much the biggest winners are making, but a few $100 an hour at least. But you gotta realize that's not a good question. Like, I mean, are you asking like what the best players in the world are making, or are you asking what a marginal okay pro is making? You know what I mean? How do you transition from micro stakes to live games? I mean, realize they're different games to begin with, right? Micro stakes and high stakes are clearly very, very different. I mean, I'm very tempted to call here. Check, check, flop. Just screams like ace, king. I'm going to fold, but this might be a call. What's the best book you can recommend for poker? Depends on, I mean, look, there's not just one book for poker. I mean, I would venture to say Mastering Small Stakes, No Limit Hold'em is certainly ideal for most people. Mastering Small Stakes, No Limit Hold'em. It's a very good intro to fundamentally sound strategies and how to adjust to take advantage of what your opponent's doing correctly. For tournaments, Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker is another good book. Two weeks ago, we played The Trainer on Peak GTO, which is what made me think to go there. Ha! Don't be looking up charts if it's against the rules of your site. I don't know what the rules on CoinPoker are, but you don't want to risk it. But yeah, in general, when you're playing 200 big blinds deep or so, or 120 big blinds deep, when it goes raise, 3-bet, and then you get 4-bet, you really don't want to 5-bet much. Like literally aces, kings, maybe queens, an ace, king, and then some bluffs. The problem with Ascension's size is he made it like 60 out of the 120. And you don't really want to be putting in, you don't want to be putting in half of your stack ever, because the problem is then when you get shoved, you're basically getting the right odds to call, right? Because if my range is literally aces, kings, and ace, king, it's you're 25-ish%, or whatever it is, and those are about the odds you're getting. So instead, you'd rather re-raise smaller if you are going to re-raise. Queen 10, medium strength hand. Interesting spot with 4s on the 5-2-2 board. Obviously, we are in trouble if we get raised, but we can't really fold if we get raised. just keep checking. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, questions, definitely feel free to type them in the chat. Thank you all for being here today. We are grinding it out in the CoinPoker streets. There are still games you can get in. Check it out, pokercoaching.com/freeroll if you're not already signed up. And our code is JL Poker Coaching, JL Poker Coaching to get into the games today. Pocket sevens, 3 ways. I think we can bet small. If we get raised, I'll probably stick around. Because we have the 7 of clubs, which means if we get a 7, it's always good. Quote unquote, always good. Check back turn and maybe call on the river. Can we value bet river? Like right here, if your opponents are really, really bad, here's a spot where you could definitely exploitatively make a small bet, like $7 to try to get called by like a 4 or 5, or sorry, 3 or a 5. But against decent players, they're going to be checking a lot of queens and jacks in the spot. You love the drill of the day on Peak GTO. You can get 1 a day for free. Check it out. Indeed. If you have not checked out Peak GTO already, make sure you check it out. We have a drill of the day that goes up pretty much every day. And it's basically me or Justin Saliba or one of the other poker coaching coaches going through a neat GTO spot that you will certainly encounter when you're playing. And if you can master all those spots, you are going to be way ahead of everybody else. So check it out, peakgto.com. If you like my content on YouTube, it's like that, but often more in depth and on a specific scenario that I know that you will encounter. How do you transition from micro stakes to live games? I mean, I don't play a lot of micro stakes, move up, win money, take that money, play the live game. Simple as that. Just do it. What's a simple way for someone not holding crypto to deposit and start playing? Go to Coinbase, assuming you're in America. Go to Coinbase. Use your bank account to put some money into Coinbase. They'll probably give you a little bit of money immediately, like $100 or something. It may take a day or two for all of it to arrive if you're putting in a large chunk. And then send that money to CoinPoker. Or ideally, you send it to a different wallet first. Keep it in a private wallet of your own. And then send it to CoinPoker. That's an easy way. I don't know if CoinPoker has a way to use credit card. They might. I don't think they do, but maybe they do. I think there's another site called MoonPay. I don't know if that actually works with CoinPoker, though, but I think that's like an easy way to get money in and out of crypto as well. If you know, the button will only call with top pair or better in the river if you 3-bet, pre-flop, bet the flop, bet the top turn, jam the river. Can you do this with any hand to exploit them? I mean, it depends on the board, right? But you got to realize it also depends on the stack depth. If you're 300 big blinds deep, then obviously, or you say if you're 100 big blinds deep only. I don't know. The thing is like, it depends on what they're calling preflop with. If they're calling preflop with a relatively strong range, it means they're going to get to the river with a relatively strong range a large chunk of the time, and you're going to be torching it on the river. So, question is, I don't know. How do you study theory for the anti-game on CoinPoker? If you're just straight looking at Peak GTO, look at something like the 80 big blind tournament charts or the 100 big blind tournament charts, because those presume there is an ante. Can the average poker pro, again, this is not a good question, Game Arco. What is an average poker pro? I mean, seriously, consider the people who are playing the $10,000 buy-in Poker Go tournaments. In my mind, those are good poker pros. Everyone there who is an actual poker professional is a good poker professional. I'm just going to, I mean, I got to bet small, right? We're trying to get him to fold out like jack high and ace high here. But if you play like $200 buy in live tournaments and you think the people who are good in those games are average pros, then I mean, they're not going to make much money at all online, right? Because they're like barely beating $200 buy in tournaments. So it's, this hierarchy is very relevant or relative to what you are saying a good pro is. Like, am I just an okay pro, or am I a good pro? Or am I like an excellent pro? Like, where do you put me, right? I mean, I do fine in these games. I've done amazingly well, but I also think I'm better than your average poker player by a decent amount. So it's not a particularly good question, because what is an quote-unquote average pro? You mean like the thousandth best online player in the world? I mean, yeah, they can make small amounts. Also depends on the games. To win at poker, you got to find a game you can beat, play it a lot, and keep a proper bankroll. That's it. How do you mentally manage the swings of variance when playing high-stakes poker? Oh, I just don't care. What strategies do you use to stay focused over a long session with potentially large pots at stake? I mean, look, I've studied a lot more than almost everyone, and I know how to play most common spots better than everyone, and a lot of playing poker is just being familiar with common scenarios. I wish California would legalize online poker. As far as I know, you can play on CoinPoker anywhere in the world. They do use crypto only. USDT is the currency we are playing in. Check it out. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Hello, Jonathan. Hello. Was this Braxton with a 3? Braxton with a 3. Hello. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Does CoinPoker have Zoom? No. I would generally recommend against playing Zoom poker in general, because that often attracts better players in general. And as players get better and better, your edge is going to get lower and lower. Also, Zoom poker really weeds out the bad players quickly. And if you lose consistently and quickly, you often quit. And that results in those Zoom games being very tough compared to regular games. Zoom games, for those who don't know, there's various names for them, are games where you just click fold and it moves you to another table and another seat immediately, and then you get dealt another hand. So like right here, I would just click fold and I'd be dealt in another hand already. Here I'd click over here. You can't even sit on the wrong table. Anyway, you click fold and it moves you to another spot. Am I running better than last time? A whole lot better. I think I'm up 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about $400, give or take. Funny enough, I haven't really had a whole lot of aces and kings this time. I had aces one time and got it all in. So that's neat. He's certainly playing better, LOL. Am I? I don't know. I feel like I'm in a little bit nitty. DW Barbaroja loves to punish me, huh? We'll probably check call flop one time. Fold later. You saw a Bitcoin ATM. You give them cash and they send it to your wallet for 2% fee. Haven't seen that before. Yeah, they have Bitcoin ATMs that are out and about. I would not, I mean, I don't know what fees you're getting charged normally, but I mean, I think it's easy enough to simply just use a site like Coinbase or something. I'm going to splash around here and try to get lucky. It's a pretty lucky flop. Can we get it in on this flop is the question. So here we see bet, trying to get him to fold out all sorts of unpaired stuff. I'm so frustrated here. I'm just going to check fold. Here, do we just raise and get it in? It can't be that bad, right? Pair and draw is pretty good. Open-ended. Should we raise this? Maybe. I don't know. I think we probably do against a small bet. Kind of a weird spot to bet small. Maybe he's just setting me up. I thought about adding CoinPoker preflop GTO solutions. Well, we already have exactly for these games in peak GTO. If you want to look at 100 big blind tournament charts, those are there as well, which are basically this game without an ante. So kind of comparable. I think a lot of people get really bogged down in like, oh, I needed to be defending 2% wider because of the rake structure or whatever. Like if you're just anywhere near close, you're going to be fine. If you're anywhere near close, you're going to be perfectly fine. Don't get bogged down on trying to be 100% specific to the exact thing you're doing. That's the kind of stuff that drives people crazy. And often you got to realize if you lose 0.01 big blind, 0.0001 big blind preflop or some tiny amount, it's just not a big deal. You really need to be focusing on the spots on the turn and the river where you get crushed. We have a new feature coming out on Peak GTO soon where basically me and Justin Saliba play against the solver for something like 25 hands on a particular spot, like button versus big blind, 40 big blinds deep or whatever. And you'll see that if you get to a lot of spots where you get to the river, you're going to be kind of inclined to have a really bad session because those are spots where you can potentially blunder a ton of money. Whereas pre-flop, if you just play pretty close to GTO, and on the flop, if you play pretty close to GTO, if you're making a quote-unquote error, it's going to be a minimal error. Whereas on the turn in the river, that's where you can really blunder. So I would tell you to, once you've like figured out how to play decently pre-flop, you probably need to spend a lot of your time focusing on turn and river. And once you've learned how to play a lot of common flop spots well. You need to see that cash game masterclass. Look, if you've not gone through the cash game or tournament masterclass and you're struggling at poker, those will be very, very helpful for you. Top pair, no kicker is a good hand to check call. I don't think we want to lead ever. Deep stacked, especially when you could have Jack 9 suited. Do we raise turn? So like right here is a spot where I kind of struggle. Like I would not be shocked if I'm supposed to raise, but at the same time, if you raise and your opponent wants to get in, it's pretty rough. Whereas here, we just like have a super duper easy check, and hopefully he bluffs and or value bets. The question is, do I raise river if he bets small? Like say he does go 13, I will definitely raise. If he goes pot, we'll definitely call. Hopefully we're not screwing it up too bad. But like right there, there's a chance I just like torched 3 big blinds or something in equity by not raising turn. And like, I don't know. Or there's the chance I played it great. You know what I mean? It's like hard to know in that spot, like, should we be raising? And the thing is even if you look at just how you do against a GTO bot, that doesn't mean how you're doing against a regular human, because maybe the regular human is way too value heavy or way too bluff heavy. And I don't know. I don't know, right? There's a lot of spots where you have to recognize you don't know. And if you don't know, well, then that's where we're guessing a lot. We're playing a glorified guessing game. Here in position, we will just call. Not going to be doing a whole lot of 4-betting. If he bets small, we'll call. If he bets big, we'll just probably ditch it. He checks, though. I don't really know what he should be checking here. We'll just check. King's interesting. He may just have a lot of boats here. Like if he has ace-jack, he probably doesn't need to bet turn, right? So I think we just let it go check here again and then call a lot of river bets. We really just don't want an ace or a jack to come on the river. Queen is also bad, clearly. Can we value bet river now? I think so. Let's go 18. I think 18's fine. Maybe we're supposed to go half pot with this. Maybe it's not quite good enough. Maybe we're supposed to go smaller here. Okay, I'm convincing myself 9's probably better. He does call, and we win. The players with the shield. I think... What does the shield mean? I think that has to do with having disconnect protect or something. I don't actually know. What does the shield mean? Somebody knows what the shield means. I forget what it is. Normally, I have the shield. I wonder why I don't have the shield. Maybe it means I'm out of time bank or something. I don't even know. Aces again. folds. Bad beat. Have fun. I love that fort you have built. Oh, goodness. It has to do with if they're participating in the RNG. Am I not? Sure looks like I am, but why does it say I'm not? Is that a secret? I hope it's not a secret. I didn't know what random words. Somehow, some way, 1,100 people are watching me play poker today. That's neat. It's a small stadium. That stadium, not quite a stadium. 2 giant college lecture halls. Kind of weird to think about, right? Hard to wrap your brain around. What is an example of a bankroll here? 50 cents to $1. You're guessing it goes up by 4 if you're playing 4 boards? No, as you play more tables, you don't need a bigger bankroll. I mean, maybe you do minimally, but certainly not by a lot. Because, I mean, like, imagine you need, let's say you normally need 40 buy-ins. The fact that you're playing more tables doesn't mean you need 4 times 40 buy-ins. I mean, that's just not how it works, because essentially you're just getting to the long run faster. But no, I mean, for this game, Jonathan Little, presume I probably need 75 buy-ins, give or take. But I mean, that presumes I'm not going to move down and presumes I'm not going to reload my bankroll and all of that, right? But in reality, this is not all of my money. I'm not overly concerned with protecting my bankroll or whatever. And you just got to recognize how you're playing the game, right? Like if it's all of your money, you have to be way more cautious than if it is not all of your money. Like, I mean, back when I used to play sit and goes, I needed something like 200 buy-ins to my name. But I mean, that was all my money, and I didn't really want to go get a job or go back to school. So I kept like 500 buy-ins just to be safe, right? How do you know when to double or triple barrel with air? Check out peakgto.com. It makes it really, really clear. Sometimes you do it a lot. Sometimes you do it not so much. It depends on the scenario. It depends on the scenario. It's not just as easy as always triple barrel or never triple barrel. You want to consider how the board interacts with your opponent's range and how it interacts with your range, right? As it's better for you and worse for them, you should be barreling off way more often. If it's really good for them, you barrel off way less. Cash game and tournament masterclasses have helped out your game so much you can't even describe it. Well, that's what we're going for. We've done our best to break down GTO principles in a way that is understandable and implementable. We'll 3-bet the king 4 every once in a while. I mean, maybe this is just bad against a 3 big blind raise, but I feel like people are raising small blind to me a little bit too much, just in general. So this is like, I would prefer them to be deeper stacked because I want to be able to apply a lot of aggression. But I think it's probably okay to 3-bet some every once in a while. What a day, what a day. I'm almost finished with a new book, which is essentially 100 poker hand quizzes. That will be out sometime, hopefully soon. I'm only a month behind my deadline. Haha. Life has been hectic. I've been busy with lots of other stuff, mostly poker coaching and peak stuff. It's been eating up a bunch of time. But that book is hopefully going to be done by the end of 2 weeks from now, with any luck. With any luck whatsoever. I see some of you on the wait list for some of these games. Pop into one of the other games. We have Justin Saliba waiting. Definitely get in there. in terms of being able to play against a world-class player for, call it, only $100, it is a heck of a deal. Plus, you could beat him sometimes. He likes to bluff, so don't fold too often. I definitely think that, like, if you told me Jonathan Lowe, could go play against a good poker player for $100 and they're going to try their absolute best, I would definitely do that. I mean, look, I'm usually pretty against, call it, playing for experience, where you know you're playing against someone way better than you, because normally that's only going to happen at stakes that are very high compared to what you're used to. But I mean, if you're normally playing, 50, 25 cent, 50 cent, or 50 cent dollar even, this is a really good spot to get experience, because Justin studied heads up, no limit a ton. So I would strongly recommend anyone who wants to get experience, go over there and play either against Justin right here, or I bet you fold here. Looks like Justin stacked somebody already, so maybe it's not the best idea. But it's certainly a good spot to get experience. And you get the game up and running. Loopy says, thank you for putting together a game. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. If you all like these games, we'll do them more often. Seems like a good spot to have fun, enjoy ourselves, make some content. So 9's here. I'm going to call the $3 bet. Notice the 9 is not going to be a diamond if it comes. The problem with the 9 is that it could make King 10 get there, and King 10's a pretty reasonable bluffing hand. 3 again on the turn. We're getting milked now, huh? Now I got to presume if I get there, I'm going to be good. Oh my god. I mean, I'm going to try to check raise. It's going to be so annoying if he shows up with the King 10. Oh, man, oh, man. He probably just had pocket jacks or something. Let's see. Does it show me? Why does this not show me? Does anybody know how to see what he had? He probably just had a jack, right? It's going to be a lot of Jack X. Probably just a lot of Jack X, right? I've shown Ascension the nuts a few times, so we'll get a little loose. We'll get a little loose. Anytime you show somebody the nuts a few times, I love bluffing in the near future, because they just think you're going to have it. Justin leaving. How sad. GG. Probably out of money from all the bluffing. I'm just joking, everyone. You all know I'm just joking, right? Guess not going to be able to play against him heads up anymore. That's sad. Tried to give you all a great opportunity. Yeah, if you have not already, definitely check out Justin's drill of the day at peakgto.com. As soon as we're done here, go do it. You will not regret it. You will learn something. You'll see Peak GTO showed off a little bit. We also have lots of new features and updates coming in the very near future. I'm excited for those to be launched. I realize it's a big project. It's a work in progress. But it's coming along. Thanks to everyone who's already along for the ride. We can bet this and call a raise easily. We get check called. Could be a lot of overcards. Could be a lot of pocket pairs. This is a spot where you should check a lot from out of position in general, just because it's really good for the big blind and okay for me. So I'm going to not bet this, because I don't think anyone's going to fold a pair. And I lose to the pairs. Ace is bad. I mean, I just don't win here, right? 4. I mean, look, I beat King, Queen, and King 10, and King 9. Like, are those even in his range? Probably not, so I'm going to fold. We'll try over here with the blockers. Got the double blockers over here. King, queen. We could re-raise this one as well. It's a pretty nice squeezing hand. We could also just call. Don't be screaming, okay? Thank you. Okay, what do we have? We have open-ended. We can check call or check raise. I'm in the middle of talking. We can check call or check raise. Either play is good. Let's just call for now.
You have an ace-ace.
I do have an ace-ace again. You're lucky. Every time you come in here, I get the ace-ace.
Don't fold.
Yeah, I'm not going to fold. Don't worry. This guy's taking forever. I don't know why he's taking forever.
Yeah? Your goldfish wrapper. I don't know where it is.
We turn it. We will definitely be raising. This is the spot where you definitely want to raise when you have it, because if someone bets, they're going to have like 2 pair. And you crush the 2 pair. Great spot for me. We get check raise here. We will call and try to induce bluffs on the river and or overvalues. Like right here, if you know your opponent literally has only quote-unquote great hands when they raise, like 2 pairs and sets and straight, you can just get it in. But if he ever has bluffs, then you definitely want to call and keep him in. And notice the pot's already big to where he has pot on the river. 9 of diamonds is pretty rough. We can jam here. We have pot out of position. I don't think he's going to bluff that often if we check. And here, if he jams river, it's pretty nasty. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a fold. I'm going to call, but I do expect to be shown jack 10 a lot. But he could have other worse hands. So he just had the flush draw, right? And that's fine, because the thing is, if he doesn't hit the flush, he is going to bluff the river a large chunk of the time, I got to presume. So there, you have to recognize we lose whatever it is, 25% of the time. And we win 75%. And that's okay. We got the stack down here against 2 pair, just an unlucky spot, right? Do we 3-bet again? Sure. Did I 3-bet last time? I didn't 3-bet last time. I just called. My brain's going a little crazy. I'm getting phone calls over here, text messages, kids running in the door, getting 4-bet. 15 more to win 30? No. To win 50. 15 to win 50. This is probably just a fold, right? It's got to be just a fold. It's fine. How long are the meetup games running today? Well, they're going to run as long as people keep playing. I'm going to be done in about 40 minutes. 35 once you see this. Seat open at this table if you all want to get in the game. With those pocket aces, where he made a flush on the river, I actually think it's like kind of close to a fold because you lose to jack 10 and diamonds. But at the same time, a lot of people will value bet 2 pair there and then just feel inclined to jam the river because they only have pot size left. So even though I did call, I don't really mind the call there. But maybe it's just bad. It could just be bad. Like again, exploitatively, if people aren't bluffing enough, it's a spot where you should fold. And if their check raising range on the turn is literally jack 10 and flush draws, well, then I lose everything, right? But I don't think it's necessarily the case. Maybe it is, though. Maybe it is. I mean, you got to realize I have to be good a third of the time or something like that. And it might be like 15%. It's tough when you're only good 15%. I have no clue what I'm doing today. Isn't that fun? think that's how it should be. It really shouldn't matter if you're up or down on the day or on the session or whatever, because it really just doesn't matter that much. I meant to go 3, whatever. Fear the 2, just a misclick. If you do find yourself misclicking a lot, it means you're probably playing too many tables, or you're not paying attention well, or, you know, every once in a while you can make the wrong click. Can't click great all the time. Terrible flop for me in my exact hand. It should be pretty good for his hand, too. If you think about what's going to check or limp and then call a raise, there's going to be a lot of middle cards. So here's a spot where I'm not going to bluff. I'm just going to give it up. I would check back with hands like a 10 a lot of the time. Corey Weeks, hello, good morning. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today is CoinPoker Meetup Cash Game Day. How do you deal with failed buy-in shots? Of course, just move back down and grind it back up. But you mean the mental side of failing? We have to realize, like, what is failing, right? And why are you failing? A lot of the time when you try to take a shot, you simply just run badly, which is going to happen, right? Ideally, when you're taking a shot, you plan it intelligently so that you're playing when the games are the absolute softest. Ideally, you want to be playing usually nights and weekends, or when there's a particularly bad player playing. And if you do that, that's going to make your shots, your poor shot results less frequent. Ideally, you also make your shots not such big shots, right? Like, say you have, I don't know, 50 buy-ins for your current game and you think that's what you need. Don't play more than double your buy-in, double your current game, right? Because then you're taking a humongous shot. You're putting in like a third of your bankroll or something silly. Don't do that. So ideally, you take smallish shots where if they do, quote-unquote, fail, it's just not that big of a deal. I'm going to bet this, but this is a dangerous board just because it's so easy for someone to have a queen or a pair that's not going to fold. That said, it's probably okay to bet small just to clear out all the junk. There is a decent chunk of junk, like backdoor flush draw type stuff that will call. Maybe not from the first guy. I don't know about this one. Please just check it. Yeah, not shocking there. I think it's okay to call the turn for small amounts. I don't know if I was going to fold the river or not. Tough to say. But yeah, I mean, like, look, you move up, you do poorly, move back down. That's it. Try to not get emotionally wrapped up in the short-term results of poker. It's just like going to happen. You are going to run poorly sometimes. I mean, look, I'm so tempted to 4-bet this. I'm not going to, though. 9-8's not particularly a great hand. You might have like 8-7. Because when it does make you a straight, when you have the high end or the bottom end, sometimes you lose to the ace-king. But anyway, yeah. I mean, look, I know losing sucks. I know pushing up and losing sucks. I've done it plenty of times myself. But try to not let it make you go crazy. I'm going to check this and then call if he bets the river. I think we're going to have the best hand a lot because overpairs are going to keep betting the turn a lot. And I don't think if we bet, we'll get called by too many worse hands. We'll try limping. The 9-3 suited. We get this backdoor draw. Suppose we'll call. I don't think we want to raise here. It is reasonable to raise, but I don't think we need to with this type of hand. Jack 8, 2 pair. We'll definitely look to check raise. This is a spot where we should not we shouldn't face a bet too often here, but it'll happen sometimes. We go for a small value bet on the river and get called by worse, which is great. We'll just put in the raise to 10 with the jack 8 and hope to get paid off. It's kind of hard to get paid in general. Ace is not great, but ace is not great because now it's hard to get paid off by random jack, but I think it's still probably just fine. We'll try to make a set again. We'll call the small bet. Do we triple this one? This could be a pretty good one to triple, I think. Sure. Sure. We get raised on the turn, which is not so expected. Not so expected. That's okay. Do we call turn here? Check, call, flop, and a 3-bet pot. Check, you blast turn. And I'm tempted to just call down. Probably optimistic, though. Probably optimistic. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll be going for another 30 minutes or so today. We have some seats open. The password to get in the game, if you want to hop in, is JL Poker Coaching. Check out pokercoaching.com/freeroll to get a good deposit bonus, rake back, access to a weekly $2,000 free roll. How can you deposit? It's clearly listed on the site. You literally go to the thing, click deposit, and do what it says. Aren't transaction fees prohibitive? It costs, I think, $1 to move money on Ethereum. $1. So I don't think $1 is prohibitive, personally. Especially if you deposit, let's say, $500. That is 0.02%. Is that right? 0.2%? Whatever it is. Not a lot. $1 is not a lot. Back in the day, they would charge you like $50 to deposit. People don't know how lucky they have it. Even if you deposit Bitcoin, that's only like $3. That's so funny. Depends on if $1 is a lot, LOL. Yeah, that's the right answer. The fees are negligible. And I love the fact that the fees are negligible. Is Mrs. Foxen better than Mr. Foxen? I don't know. They play differently. Alex is a little nuts sometimes, although he's chilled out in his older age. Kristen's always in the spot where it's like you don't really know if she's going crazy or not. Sometimes she is, sometimes she isn't. Whereas with Alex, you used to just play him like you play Justin Saliba. You just say, call, call, call. But now he's chilled out a bit, and she's perhaps gotten a little bit crazier, which is right in the tough spot. Raise up with ace king. We can better check. I think I'll just bet. Playing deep stacked. We'll bet big. Straight up for value. Straight up for protection. Lose to the queen 10 now. I mean, I don't even know what we're supposed to do here. Maybe my hand's too good to blast it. I'm going to blast it, though. You moved money from crypto back to your bank account last week. Well, that's not what you asked. If you move crypto from your bank account, you may have to pay some sort of a fee. And it might be like a 10% fee or 5% fee, depending on where you're doing it. I think we can get called by worse, but obviously he calls with straights and sets. So unlucky there. We're going to lose all of our money anyway. I'm okay with that one. Obviously, if you bet flop, bet turn, jams river, you call it off. Bet flop, bet turn. Hopefully, like, donk leads me on the river. Does donk lead me on the river? Not a great play, in my opinion, with anything, especially when it's a king, because I'm going to have a lot of king X to bluff. I think if he has a flush, he's just going to snap me off. Great. Why does nobody chat? You mean on the site or on here? People don't really chat in the chat on websites too much. That's just like not a thing. And if they do, it's nice, friendly chat. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be depositing money into a online poker site, it's probably best to use the currency they prefer you to, which would be USDT or Ethereum. But no, I'm telling you, the transaction, like the fees are so negligible. But yeah, if you're sending it from like CoinPoker to your ledger, from your ledger to Coinbase, from Coinbase to cash out, yeah, there might be a fee. That's not what you asked, though. You said to deposit money into CoinPoker. Presumably that meant the currency they want you to be using. And if that is the case, you will pay basically $0. And again, a lot of people are very spoiled. They think that deposit fees are supposed to be nothing. I'm telling you, back in the day, they were high. Which is why it was a real question of how much money do you keep in an online poker site? Because you didn't want to be paying $50 in and out every time. But yeah, in general, assuming you're using the currency they want you to use and the transaction fees are $1 or $5 or whatever, it's probably best to keep your money off of most sites and keep them in a secure ledger or something that only you have access to. It's not your keys, it's not your coins. If they're stuck on Coinbase or anything, I mean, I keep $0 in Coinbase and it's super trustworthy. So I try to trust myself within reason, make sure my stuff's secure within reason. You'll probably be okay. That said, don't go posting on Twitter for tech support for your ledger or whatnot. You will get spammed by scammers. You played 5,000 hands with a 204 big blind per hour win rate. I don't really know what that means. If you're talking about online, don't worry about hours. Worry about hands. Hands are the metric that matters, not really. What am I trying to say? Hands are the metric that matters, not hours. Because if you're playing 24 tables, that may not even be that good. If you're playing one table, then obviously you're smashing it, right? This is a decent spot to triple barrel if we do bet and get called. Because if you think about our range, we don't really have a whole lot of garbage on ace, king, 10. And if we spike a 5, it's basically always good. I think we can call once on the turn and then fold the river. Oh, man, we're probably supposed to lead this river. Or we're trying to get him to fold a pair. Let's go 8. I don't think a king's going to fold, but worse than a king will probably fold. I hope. Yeah, king's not going to fold, of course. Whenever you bet and get called, by the way, like a lot of people in that spot think, oh, I bluffed and I got called, therefore my bluff was bad. Don't think that. You always want to think, like, what am I trying to get them to fold, and is that a large chunk of their range? Also, like right there, it's not just what I'm trying to get them to fold, but I'm trying to also have them not bluff me, right? Because if I check and he has queen eye, he's going to bluff and I'm going to fold. So in spots like that, you always want to consider the alternative, right? Because if it goes check, check, I probably just lose to some sort of pair. But if I bet, he's going to fold everything worse than a king. And, well, I hope he's going to fold everything worse than a king. And so, like, when he does have me beat or whatever, like with the king, it's like, I know he's not going to fold that. All right, here we raise and get donked. So against some players, it's just like an easy call and then raise the turn, exploitatively. Against other people, this is just a super easy fold. Against some people, a super easy call. I think we can call. Ace and King's probably going to be great for me on the turn. Everything else is medium. And he also will just check the turn sometimes, and then I get to see the showdown and win sometimes. It's okay run out. I mean, the problem here is that he's going to value bet a 10 on the river. Maybe even an 8. Half pot's so annoying. Oh, man. Like, against a good, strong player, I think we just got to find a call here because of pot odds. Because they will try to run a bluff sometimes. I'll fold here, though. Feels nitty. I 3-bet the king, queen, and get 4-bet. As you think you're getting 4-bet more and more, you can start jamming it in with this kind of hand or call. We'll call and try to flop nuts here. I'll just fold this one, though. All right, we get a pair. That's good. What is your thought process behind just letting him have the money in that ace-king scenario? Oh, I had the nuts. Did you see I had the nuts? I had top 2 pair. They were trying to get full value from worse hands. He may not even play the queen 10 offsuit preflop, so you're not so worried about that. And really the only other hand we lose to is ace jack, right? I'm going to let this go check, check. And try to get all of it on the river. No, when you have the nuts, you have to realize when you're playing deep stack, you want to get all the money in when you have the nuts. Or the very close to effective nuts. Now, you may think he's going to fold 2 pair to a shove. If you think he's going to fold 2 pair to a shove, then get snapped here. All right. We get full value. Like, what's the point of shoving there, right? What if he has the quads? Probably doesn't, right? So that scenario, I thought he had like 4 and 8 combinations of hands that beat me. Maybe he has the 3 pocket jacks. That's like 15 combinations at most of hands that beat me. And it's probably more like, not 15, sorry. At most it's 19. But it's probably more like 12. And if you consider all the combinations of 2 pairs, and perhaps just hero calls with top pair, we're smashing him, right? So if we're just smashing him, then why would I not want to play for all the money? Aren't transaction fees low prohibitive moving money over crypto? No. It's $1. It costs $1 to move money via crypto. I don't know what you're saying if that's not the question you're asking. You're trying to get it from US dollar bank account to crypto. There are chats for that have $0 fee if you are looped into the ecosystem. And worst case, you got to pay Coinbase $5 or $10 or whatever they want. If you get checked on the flop as queen, queen 5, should you continue against a good reg or maniac? Yes, of course. If you have a pair, I mean, like on that ace-5 spot, yeah, definitely. You can't go around folding pairs. It's just like not a thing. Speaking of not folding pairs, I'll fold this one. We'll bet this, but this, I feel like Tony's G point doesn't really like folding to me. We'll bet again. Just like I would if I had a queen or a 6. If we get raised, we'll call. You got to realize, everyone, whenever you have a very strong hand in your deep stacked, you want to get all the money in. And you have to realize that top 2 pair and a 3-bet pot or whatever it is a good hand. It's okay to overbet. Now, you might say when you overbet the turn, he only calls you with queen 10. I mean, if that's the case, he's going to fold everything, which is great. Also, Brian, so if you're saying, you have to realize whenever you go to play a poker session, you should not take money from your US bank, put it into Coinbase, take it from Coinbase, put it into your ledger, take it from the ledger, put it into CoinPoker. Then when you're done, take it out of CoinPoker and do the whole thing in reverse every time. No, you need to keep some money available in your bankroll, right? Now, whether you keep it in CoinPoker or not doesn't really matter, but you don't want to be making transactions in and out, in and out, in and out of crypto. That's just like doesn't make sense, right? So why are you making transactions in and out, in and out, in and out? But if you do it once every 3 months or once every month or whatever, that's perfectly fine. What's your biggest buy-in and how did I do? Annoying spot here. My biggest buy-in. I play this $100,000 buy-in cash game every once in a while. That's gone pretty well in general. In terms of tournament, I played a $300,000 buy-in tournament once and I bubbled. That was annoying. I had aces and got it in against jacks and fives on the bubble, and the fives won. I also played another $300,000 buy-in in the Poker Go studio. I got it in with aces against queens on the bubble and lost. So my two biggest buy-in tournaments, I've bubbled them both with aces. And I wasn't even all that sad about either of them because, as we discussed earlier, when you take a shot and you get it in and you get unlucky, it doesn't really matter. Now, I was lucky in that I didn't have all of my action in either of those. So it's not like it was the full 300K. It was like 100K both times. Still, though, it's like a big amount for me. And yeah, it's frustrating. It's annoying. It's tilting. But what can you do about it? And even if, like, I'm sure, like, in the turn I ran bluffs and stuff that if they failed, I would have lost. And if I run a bluff and it runs into the nuts or whatever, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. It happens. It happens, everybody. Don't lose your mind when inevitable things happen. Kraken Pro has very low fees. That's what you use. Okay, yeah, I mean, look, there are lots of options to get money in and out of crypto. And again, it's not something you like take it in and out every single day. I mean, to be fair, if assuming you want to play on multiple sites, the good thing about at least the American online poker landscape is that a lot of the sites accept crypto today. So it's almost like your bankroll is transferable from site to site within reason. Slow played our Jack-9 suited right into the ground. How unlucky. Ace-9, I suppose we can raise it up. I've not been particularly lucky in big tournaments. I mean, I guess I did win a 25K recently when I won the Poker Go Cup. That was right at a year ago. I won a 25K for 500K recently. About a year ago, like I said. That was good. Before that, I'd not even done very well in 25Ks. I may have made a bunch of almost good runs. I remember one in Florida where first place was like $1.5 million. It was a big 25K in Florida, and I bubbled that one with ace king against tens. I got it in on a big flip. Actually, I didn't bubble it. I snuck into the money for like a min cash. But that was a spot where I could have won a ton if I just won the hand on the bubble. We'll just give up here. We beat 8-7. We win that one. That's nice. Yeah, these shields are related to the random number generator for sure. I just don't exactly know why they weren't showing earlier. Maybe just some issue with the site or something. But look, whenever you're going in a downswing or things are going poorly, realize it's going to happen sometimes. If you know something's going to happen sometimes, why would you be sad when it happens? Seriously, think about it. And if you're playing way too big, like say I'm playing for $100,000 and I have exactly $100,000 to my name, well, that's just stupid. That's just on me, right? So the question then becomes, why did I make such a stupid decision? And I mean, I've never made such a stupid decision. I've never played for any gigantic amount that's been detrimental if I lose. But I do know a lot of people who do that on a regular basis. They want to be in action in whatever game is available, and if the biggest game available is all their money, they're in. And those people are often out of money. Sometimes they're running hot. Sometimes they have all of it. I'm tempted to 4-bet, but I'm not. You know, you gotta be sane. You gotta be reasonable, and you gotta be disciplined, right? And I mean, like me going to the Triton Poker Series is a good example of me being disciplined. I would like to go, but all the buy-ins are just a little bit big. I'm not fully bankrolled to play 100Ks and even 50Ks today. So the options are either sell a bunch of action and deal with that, or simply stay in America and play Poker Go. I'd rather simply stay in America and play Poker Go, personally. But at the same time, like if I really wanted to play them, I would just sell action and find my way over there. But it would be a lot of effort that I don't really need to put in. If my bankroll was bigger, though, I'd be over there. But recognize that just because a game exists does not mean that you have to play. And just because other people, your peers, are over there playing, doesn't mean you have to go play yourself. But a lot of people think, oh man, all my friends are playing a game, I have to go play the game too. And that's just not true. I mean, it's happened in local casinos all the time where there'll be something like a monthly $1,000 buy-in tournament or something in your local casino where most of the tournaments are $100 or $200 buy-in, and you're bankrolled for those, but not for the 1,000. A lot of people in those places play the $1,000 each month, taking a shot. They often lose because that's just math, and then they're distraught. And you got to realize that's just not a good decision. You don't have to play the game just because it exists, even if it is equally soft as your normal $200 buy-in game. Is it called CoinPoker because of Coinbase? No, because you use crypto coins to play on this site. Coinbase does not have a monopoly on the term coin. Kyle, thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. For those of you who are new here, make sure you click like, click subscribe, click the notification bell. Do all that. Crypto is supposed to be a currency, but people just hold it. I mean, I use crypto to buy stuff all the time, literally every day. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. God, all I do is spend crypto. Spend the crypto. Like a crypto spending machine over here. I think we should check call or check raise. We're going to get in trouble over here. Raise minimum, call, 3-bet small, call, we call. Great spot to get in infinite trouble with the flush draw. If they check to me, I'll definitely be bluffing. Tiny bet. I think we want to call and keep the opponent in the pot. Can we check raise this? Yeah, I was going to check raise probably. Limp call. I'm sorry, limp check, check, bet, turn. Call. I think we raise this now, right? Two pairs. Just pot it. Here we're raising because now 3 ways I don't want people in this pot anymore. Like if it was heads up, or sorry, if it's 3 ways, I'd probably just keep calling because I don't want to raise and then get re-raised and have to end up folding the hand. Here, gosh, do I go all in? I think I just do, right? I mean, this is not a great hand to do it with at all, but I think it's okay. I mean, he's going to have some boats sometimes, right? When he has a boat, it just sucks. But I think it's okay spot to shove. I mean, I don't know. Last time he said boo, he called it off with pocket nines. Is there a way for me to show? Options. Where's auto muck? I don't know how to do it. Sorry. It'd be a fun one to show. I think we're getting called. Ooh, we got the fold. Thank goodness. Flop lag over there, huh? Am I right? Come on, come on. What a day, what a day. It's been a fun day, mostly on upswings. Credit card advance fees are way worse than crypto fees. Yes, everybody, come on. Look, I would tell you all to stop worrying so much about fees if you actually put money in a site and play for a large amount of time. It's fine. Like the fees are going to be negligible at the end of the day compared to whatever rake and stuff you're paying. Is it bad etiquette to refuse chopping the blinds? No, not at all. When you go to casino and there's a set of rules. Oh, here we go. This is such a bad spot to bet big. So I'm not going to do it. We get raised, which is awesome. I'm going to tank and then call, and I'm going to check shove him on the river. And hopefully it doesn't show me 4 4s. Wow. So right here, I lose to 2 different sets of quads. If he like over pots it, I think I'm supposed to just call. All in with the ace king, of course. Man. I think I got a jam. I don't think he's going to raise 4s on the turn very often, right? So really I lose to 1 combo of 2s, and he's going to have a bunch of 4x suited. So I'm going to go all in, but hopefully he doesn't show me quads. Oh, God, snap me off. Woo! Thank goodness. I was sitting there thinking, man, it's going to be tough if he sets me up twice today. Now it's even, 50-50. We got a rough one over here. Raise, call, I call, flop top pair, no kicker. Turn, rough. But no, it's perfectly fine to not chop. That said, if you are playing in a game with a rake, it's, oh God. I mean, I think I'm going to keep calling. It's a weird spot to overbet the flop, or bet big on the flop and the turn. Man, my brain's broken right now. What am I trying to say? If there's a big rake in the game, you should be trying to chop. Period. Just because the you're not going to be able to win from out of position. This is a scary spot to bluff because it's so easy for me to have a queen or a 6. So for that reason, I was going to say if he jams, I think I'm going to fold. I don't like to fold, but I think that's a decent spot to find the fold. And he did not bluff. Okay. We 3-bet the 9-8 suited. We can certainly call instead, but I like 3-betting a lot from the small blind, especially in a game with no ante and a rake. But anytime you go to play a game, you have to realize you're signing up for some set of rules, and the rules are predefined when you show up. I mean, the rules are defined as not chopping, right? So to say it's bad etiquette is kind of crazy. If that's what the rules were, that you're supposed to chop, then they would say that's the rule. You're impressed with CoinPoker besides, or your first time playing CoinPoker besides the free rolls. Good, I'm glad to hear it. How much you tip the dealer after you win a hand in live poker? I think I wrote an article about this. Long story short, any amount you tip comes out of your win rate. So you have to ask, how much of my win rate am I willing to give away? I think personally, unless your bankroll is quite big, you should not be tipping all that much. Like $1. Maybe $1 only in medium or big pots. Because imagine you make $10 per hour in your game at small stakes. Let's just pretend you're not that good at poker, you're making $10 an hour. Let's say you win 5 pots per hour, which is more than you'll win probably. That means you're tipping $5 out of 10 if you are tipping $1 a hand. So it means you're giving half of your win rate to the dealer. Half of your win rate goes to the dealer. Is that a good sustainable thing? To give half of your money away to the dealer. And I know it sounds a little rough to be saying not to tip much, but you got to understand, what is happening with my monitor here? It's like not straight. It's pretty optimistic to think you can give away half your money. And I know it's unfortunate for the dealers that their boss doesn't want to pay them well, but it's not your fault if the venue's boss does not want to pay them well. That's on the venue. That is not your fault. It's not your job to pay the dealer. Now, in high stakes games, always tip at least $1 every hand because your win rate's more like $50 an hour or $100 an hour. And if you win 5 pots an hour and you're tipping $5 out of 100, you're giving away 5% of your money to the dealers, which is reasonable, right? I think it's reasonable, at least. So if you're giving away 5% of your money to the dealers, I think that's kind of reasonable. But I think 50% of your money, or hey, if you're break even, you're paying them. I mean, I think it's crazy. I think you can't do it. So you have to ask yourself, how much am I making per hour on average? And then figure out roughly how much of that you're happy to give to the dealers. And it may sound bad, but I said giving 5% of your money is reasonable. If you're winning $10 per hour, you should be giving 50 cents per hour. It's not a lot, right? But at the end of the day, I think pretty much all people should be, all industries should pay their employees adequately. I don't think they should force their employees to hope for a handout. Simple as that. What is chopping the blinds? That's where it folds around to the player in the small blind, and they just agree to take their small blind back, and the big blind takes their money back, and you just move on to the next hand. And when that happens, usually there's no rake, which is very good if the rake is very high in your games. That said, I drastically overtip everybody. I'm over here telling everybody. I mean, it's a logic thing, right? At the end of the day, it's a logic thing, and I think to some extent the people call it quote unquote at the top should be tipping substantially more than the people who are not at the top. That said, again, I'm pretty against employers not paying their employees a livable rate. We have charts based on if the small blind and the big blind are the same amount. We do not. I'm going to be backing it up soon. Sit out next big blind. 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 And sit out next big blind. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. I wish you all the best of luck in your games. We'll call once, I guess. If you are not already a poker coaching member, check it out. We have super duper in-depth cash game and tournament masterclasses. They'll teach you everything I'm doing right here today. We also have the advanced cash game course and the advanced tournament course, which I think are awesome. I've learned a lot in them. They teach both good, strong GTO strategies and exploitative strategies. It's been a fun day, fun game. 20-something big blinds. Interesting. I mean, I'm just going to get it in, I guess. Run it. Check call, or check flop. Check call. It's interesting. We'll get it in here. We are way behind. Sometimes that's going to happen when you have the ace and the 8 offsuit. I think I'm going to call here again. I don't think we're going to be against... I mean, look. We can obviously beat. The 8's not great for me. I'm just going to call, though. Donate a little back, LOL. Wow, checked it on the flop. That's fun. Raise and call. Call in position. We get check raised here. Can't go around folding pairs on draw heavy boards. Do have to be a little bit careful. We'll fold the turn if he keeps betting, because now some of the draws are going to have king high flush draws, right? And we're already losing to 9s, which may keep betting on this turn. And he could have us crush with 2 pairs or something, so that's fine. Maybe a little weak. Maybe that's what in GTO world we're supposed to call. Tough to say. But yeah, good luck in your games. Have fun. Like I said, check out pokercoaching.com/freeroll. We have a weekly $2,000 free roll on CoinPoker. Completely free for people who sign up with that link. Get in there and get your share. 3-bet big. We're going to try to flop a set at the end of the day for fun. If we flop a set in position, this is a great spot. If we do not flop a set, we will lose. 13 big blinds. We do not flop a set. we will be losing. And that's okay. A lot of people look at this spot. They're like, oh, you're maybe behind with your twos. I'm like, yeah, you're behind. You're trying to flop a set. And if you flop a set, you're going to get $90 a large chunk of the time. Or 90 big blinds a large chunk of the time. You have to be a little bit careful when it does go three ways, because then you're going to be against like sixes sometimes or fives sometimes. You have to be a little bit careful in spots like that. I presume we'd go heads up a lot. But we didn't, and that's okay. When will I be streaming again? My next stream will be Monday morning. Next week, we're having a little poker show on youtube.com/pokercoaching. Make sure you go there and sign up, etc., etc., etc. M5 Fox, bluffing it. All right. Thanks again to all of you for being here. If you've enjoyed today's show, do me a favor. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. If you have a friend who you think would like to get in these games, make sure you send them to pokercoaching.com/freeroll. Good luck in the rest of January and February. You might as well run hot. I hope you make it your best year and best month and best day yet. I'll talk to all of you next time.